Hello, this is Deborah Manus, your instructor for ACA 122, and this is week 3 of our class. Last week in week 2, I asked you to complete your responses in your discussion forum to your introductions, and I enjoyed reading those. If you lost a point or two on those, it's probably because they weren't as in much detail as and length as your classmates. In college, usually in a discussion post, unless the instructor says otherwise, write a good paragraph of 5 to 10 sentences. On the scavenger hunt, I can see that most of you have completed that, and that's wonderful. If you've missed questions or can't tell which questions you're missed and you've just got to have 100, email me and I will be glad to look at your quiz and let you know which questions you need to look at again, because I want you to know the answers to those questions. It's not meant to be a severe evaluation. Now we're going to look at week 3 activities. The first thing that I'm asking you to do is read chapter 1 in your textbook. In this chapter, you're going to be looking at a lot of self-assessments and evaluating yourself in what type of learner you are and what type of student you are and what type of career you might be wanting to be interested in. So there's lots of self-assessments in week 3. Every time you type anything for me, please save it and create a folder for ACA 122, because 25% of your grade near the end of the semester is going to be a portfolio where you submit to me much of the materials that we create along the way. So if I were you, just like I have in our Blackboard class, I would make a folder and just put week 1, week 2, so you can find materials easily. This week, there's a self-assessment for you to look at PowerPoint to go along with the chapter in your textbook. There's also a homework assignment. Now, this homework assignment you will actually submit within Blackboard. So there's self-assessment guides. Once you open that Word document, which is the 3rd item in week 3, you'll see that there's a link where you're going to do a learning styles inventory from the North Carolina State University website. So that link is there. If you have trouble just double clicking on it, I find that if I right click and open it, many times links open more quickly. Then the second one that you're going to do in your direction sheet is through human metrics, and that's a Jung typology test, which is very interesting. Then you're going to need to go to your CFNC account. Now, if you remember the first week, I asked you to set up an account. I hope you kept your password the same as your login and password for Wake Tech. College Foundation of North Carolina has a plan for a career. If you look in the left links of the menus, and you can click on that and then click on Learn About Yourself, and you have to scroll down, but there's an interest profiler that I'm asking you to do, and then there's another profile on View Careers that I'm asking you to do. So I suggest that you might want to pull up the self-assessment assignment and the self-assessment answer sheet, so that as you're doing these surveys, you're going to want to copy and paste some of that information, save it, because you'll be using it to turn in the evaluation sheet to me. I believe that's all that you'll have to turn in this week. I'm looking through. It says to save the document as self-assessment summary and then to type your name in that. That will help me tremendously. I have over 100 students this semester. 48 of them are in this class. So identifying yourself makes, and what you're turning in to me, makes my life much easier in grading it. I'm going to go back and look at week 3 again to make sure I've covered everything. Again, read chapter 1 in your textbook. Look at the PowerPoint slides that go along with that in our Blackboard class. The homework 2 self-assessment worksheet and summary sheet are both in Word documents, the 3rd item in week 3. And then there's an explanation of self-assessments that I'd just like you to read to help yourself learn what you've done on that summary sheet. It's some explanations there. When you finish that turn-in, the next thing for you to do is to start looking at goal setting. And so Chapter 4 is assigned for your reading by the end of the week with a PowerPoint to follow that. I have put the link from our first week, new students activate your Wake Tech that's the wrong one. I'm going to get rid of that one. To activate your CFCN North Carolina account. So I will have that again in week 3. If you've not registered for that, please do so. Hope you have a good week.